Good Friday evening to you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Friday evening Beer 30 Sanity session with me and you and all the other guys from near Alamogordo, New Mexico at Oliver Lee State Park. Yep, I'm here and it's all worked out really well. I got a good site, level, reasonably level, and the weather has really cooperated. We had a little rain shower starting about 2 o'clock till, believe it or not, right now about beer 30. And it's cool and fresh. I got the windows open, and inside right now it shows to be 74 degrees. And that desert fresh air smell is just nice, is all I can tell you. And as far as what else? I didn't have any issues getting here at all. Oh, something else I was going to tell you. Gasoline here in Alamogordo is, I know I'm making a fashion statement in my Gildan shirt, but I can't help it. V-neck, you understand? But yeah, I just got to show off every now and then. Gasoline here in Alamogordo is $3.39 a gallon for regular unleaded. I got to close that window. Why? Because it's still sprinkling rain, and guess where the sprinkles are coming? Right in this window right here. So we're going to close that little dog. How about that? But still going to be okay. Anyway, I'm back. After those messages, I'm back. So anyway, yeah, can you believe? Do you realize that's the same price that gasoline was last year in Ruidoso, New Mexico? So what's the deal, man? I was paying $3.39 a gallon last year in Ruidoso. I sure was. I sure was. But anyway, having said that, what else can I tell you? Hold on. Here's to you. Here's to me. Skol. Cheers. Prost. Mm-hmm. Yeah, nice little leisurely 2 hour drive to drive over here today. Be here for, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 days, depending on what I want to do. And that's the way that goes. So, what I finally thought of something that I'd tell you. It's nothing great, but it's something. But it's better than nothing. But I don't know. Of course, all you guys remember growing up somewhere. I grew up in a small town in South Texas called Kennedy, Kenedy, one N. Population around 2 or 3 thousand at that time. Mostly farmers. There were a few oil and gas companies in town because there was a little bit of an oil boom in the 50s, and it came back again in the 80s and so forth. But anyway, enough said. Yeah, but it was a small town. Everybody pretty much knew everybody, and I lived out on a farm 3 miles out of town. Might as well have been 300 for all the times I went into town, other than when my parents went into town to get groceries. We went in on Saturdays, and it was like the Beverly Hillbillies coming into town with 5 or 4 kids in the back of a pickup, a 49 Dodge pickup, by the way, and yeah. We'd come in and pull into Hubbard's grocery store, and Mother and Daddy'd go in the shop, but before they went in, they'd give us our allowance, which I think was either $1 or $2 a piece. And that was a lot of money back then. You could go to a movie, get a banana split, and buy a toy for $2 and have money left over. But anyway, that's a long time ago. But along with that comes growing up. Okay, you got to go through puberty and all that stuff. Well, in Kennedy, Texas, at that time, there was no real sex education in schools at all. I mean, none. No, that word sex didn't come up in the classroom, or a teacher would have got fired. So, but the little devils we were figuring things out pretty good on our own. I'm telling you. Of course, I grew up on a farm. We had cows and pigs and all that stuff, and it didn't take you long to figure out how to make bacon. Okay, so, and beef. So with that in mind, I remember in like 1955, I'd have been about 10 years old, 55, 56 in there. This kid moved to Kennedy from New York City to live with his grandparents in Kennedy. Now, for him to come from New York City to Kennedy, Texas, must have been like landing on another planet, because here he was, this streetwise kid that had never seen green fields and pastures and animals and all that stuff, and he was dumped in Kennedy, Texas with his grandmother. But he was streetwise. He wasn't a very big kid, but he was super alert, man. His light was on. He's watching everything all the time. I remember that. And Anyway, he didn't live in Kennedy long, 3 or 4 years, and then he was gone. I don't know what happened. I guess maybe he went back to live with his parents or whatever. I don't know. You didn't keep up back then. But he was very industrious. And there were ways to get on top of buildings in Kennedy, Texas. You know, they either had uh, outside stairs, like a fire escape, but it wasn't a slide, it was just stairs. There were some of those, and then there was if it was over 2 stories, it had a slide. You went in it and you slid down rather quickly, and we did that a lot. But anyway, the building that he climbed up on, one that was Mays Cafe. Was it Mays? No, it wasn't. It wasn't either. It was the one downtown. I can't remember. Nona's restaurant, or Nona's restaurant. No, no, no. I may think of it, but it was right downtown, just across the street from the local theater, 2 stories. And somehow that little rascal, by himself, climbed up those steps, and on the second level, on the rooftop, which was surrounded by about a 3 foot wall. It was a flat roof with a 3 foot wall all the way around it. Kind of neat. And yeah, we'd been up there before, but we didn't go up there all the time. Anyway, we go up there one day, and there's a little clubhouse there. And this guy Vic had built it all by himself. He'd hauled, I guess he borrowed lumber from everybody in town. But anyway, it wasn't all that great. But it was a little building, probably, I don't know, 6 feet by 6 feet or something like that. We thought it was huge, but it probably wasn't anything. And it had a little roof he'd figured out on it, and stuff. I mean, it wasn't bad. I mean, I thought it was quite cute. But anyway, that became the clubhouse. And of course, Vic, since he built it, he was kind of in charge when you were in the clubhouse. Well, anyway, as getting to the sex education part, it's corny as shit. Anyway, when he came from New York, he brought with him some French postcards. Now, folks, French postcards in Kennedy, Texas in 1955 was like quadruple X times 10. They left nothing hidden. You understand? I mean, he had a stack of them. They were only about like this, maybe, let's see, probably 3 inches by two by threes. They were kind of rectangular shaped, but they were little postcards, supposedly. Anyway, well, he had a bunch of them, man. And anyway, we went up there one day, and he said he wanted to show us something. So anyway, he started passing around those cards. Boo! Yo! Hello, world! God almighty. And, there we were at that age, where your hormones are just bubbling all over you, And, the poor little girls in Kennedy, Texas never had a chance. I mean, after that, when we came down off that building, there better not have been a girl within 100 miles of us. God dang. Woo, you talk about fired up. But, yeah, that was kind of the thing in Kennedy, Texas. And, yeah, that was crazy, man. Yeah, but old Vic, boy, he brought out those cards, and it updated us. We went from the Stone Age to the 20th century or whatever it was, like that. You know what I mean? No, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. You know what I mean? I thought, shit. I mean, because, you always wonder about things. And then, when you finally get overdosed with it, I guess you'd say it was crazy. But anyway, that was our sex education in Kennedy, Texas. We had, in school, of course, you had the Future Farmers of America, which was for the boys. And then you had home ed, or home economics, for the girls, And in their class, they cooked and did all kinds of stuff. And in our class, we learned how to raise crops and take care of animals and all that stuff. But there was none of that. You didn't have to worry about Dr. Spock or any of that crap. We didn't have any of that. No, there was none. And parents, shit, never talked about it because, basically, if you're in any kind of religion at all, sex is taboo. That is a 3-letter dirty word. You know what I mean? And you certainly never talked about what men and women did together to make little children. No, 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 no. That never came out in any conversation at all. In fact, I don't remember my parents ever saying a word to me. Of course, they didn't need to. After old Vic took care of that crap. I mean, problem solved. I was an expert like that. Anyway, here's to you, here's to me. Chug a lug. My mouth's getting dry. But anyway, now they have all that stuff in school, and there's a big debate about whether this should be included or that included. I tell you what they need to do. Call Vic, New York, that's where he is now, and have him send every school district in the United States a deck of those damn French postcards. All right, and then and have them pass them around the school. At that level, the puberty level, say, what is that, around 12 years old, in that range. That's when everybody's cooking. Or I mean, really toasting with their hormones. They're going crazy. And yeah, let them pass those around the school for about a month, and that's the end of sex education. That's over. They know now. They got it now. I mean, they got it. But anyway, what else can I tell you guys? Been a good trip over here. The weather's nice. Outside temperature right now shows to be about 74, about the same as it is inside. A little cloudy because we got rain showers around, but boy, that's what you want when you're in a desert. See, the elevation of Alamogordo, I think, is around 5,000 feet. And yeah, and so it would be, if it wasn't for these clouds, it would be a little warm today. But knock on wood, it's okay today. And I take life, try to, one day at a time. And I hope you do too. But yeah, yeah, there was a lot of crazy things that went on, man. Of course, as we started getting a little older, yeah, but when it really kicked off, the boys and girls really getting together a lot or frequently was birth control pills. I think that started in the late 50s. They were available for, I guess, every girl, or if the mother, I think the mother had to get them because you had to be 21 or something to get them. But hell, all the girls I dated were taking them damn pills. And yeah, thank goodness. Thank goodness. I mean, I'd have a whole city full of me's. You know what I mean? No, yeah, it went from very difficult to get a girl to move off dead center to very difficult to get her back. I mean, the switch was on. You know what I mean? We're free. We're free. We don't have to worry about getting pregnant anymore. And it worked. Those damn pills work, man. Yeah, yeah. I'm telling you. Yeah. I sure am glad the mamas and Kennedy took care of that business. But anyway, what else can I tell you guys? Not a whole lot. Other than I'm looking forward to being here. I think I'll be here 5 or 6 days. And as far as videos and stuff, they'll just be simple, softball stuff, just like they always have been. And yeah, well, I'm telling you. I mean, you got to remember going to a drive-in theater, with a girl and fogging up the windows. You know what I mean? You got to remember that if you're my age or in that range. I mean, God Almighty. I mean, in fact, the drive-in theater, you could walk by cars that were on the back row or near the back row, and yeah, without exception, they were not watching the movie. I guarantee you. Now, what they were doing was they were probably doing their homework. They were probably studying ahead so they'd make better grades at school. I know that's true. Yeah. Oh, but think about that. Think about what we went through to get to where we are today. That was stress city, man. I mean, because back then, I'm sure little girls were the same way, but boys, there was a lot of pressure on you to score. You know what I mean? And so if you didn't, you just lied like hell. When you didn't do anything, you just told them you did. And yeah, it was. Oh God Almighty! All the bragging that went on, it was total bullshit. Yeah, really, the bullshit thing right here. Yeah, a lot of that, man. What else can I tell you guys? All I can tell you is we did survive. We did make it this far. I've got an RV parked here at nice state park here in New Mexico. I can't complain. I know I've said many times that I'd like to have a place with a view. Well, it dawned on me today for the first time, I think, that as I was driving down the highway, I got a view everywhere I go. I mean, if I don't like the view where I am, I just start this thing up and go somewhere where it is a view I like. And the view here at Oliver Lee State Park, yeah, you walk outside here and look around. To the east is the mountains going over towards Cloudcroft and that area. Pretty nice mountains. And then to the west is desert, and off to the northwest would be White Sands. You can see White Sands from here, the National Monument. And yeah, it's a great. I like it. I mean, I'm surprised. There's only one other RV in the whole park. No kidding, and that's great. I'll be here for a while, and that makes it nice. But having said that, Beer 30, chug a lug, chug a lug. Here's to you. Here's to me. Mm-hmm. Yep. French postcards, Kennedy, Texas, 1955, 57 in that range. Sex education, times 10, guys. But anyway, having said that, thumbs up, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy your Friday night. Maintain your sanity the best you can because everything is trying to drive you insane. The illusion is that gasoline is $50 a gallon and all the RV parks are full and all the state parks are you can't even get in. The fact of the matter is I'm the only one here. Well, there's one other guy here, and gasoline is $3.39 a gallon for regular unleaded. Why? Because I got some. So having said that, carpe diem, adios, bye bye. Buy anything you want. Use the Amazon link if you choose to. Drink plenty of water, stretch, walk, and have a beer for Friday night. And relax, man. Take a deep breath. Breathe out slowly. Why? Because that relieves stress, man. And it really does. It really does help. And then what else? Stand guard at the door of your mind, man. I'm telling you. What you let in are ingredients. And so put in some good stuff. So enjoy your Friday night, ladies and gentlemen, and also enjoy your weekend coming up. And we're going to just travel around until I want to do something else. Adios, guys. Bye bye.